So welcome. Today, I wanted to talk about the Electoral College. A lot of people have misconceptions about the Electoral College and actually how our votes are used when we're choosing the president. So I want to get into that so I can make sure that everybody's on the same page, okay? So it isn't a physical place, but it is a process in which a group of people, and they're called electors, cast the actual votes for the president and vice president. The U.S. Constitution established this system as a compromise between electing the president by a vote in Congress and electing the president directly by a popular vote. Now, most people think that the popular vote is what chooses a president, but that's not true. The Electoral College choosing the president. It's always been like that. We don't choose the president by our popular votes. So what happens on election day when Americans go to the polls, they aren't directly voting for a presidential candidate. They're voting for a slate of electors chosen by their preferred political party. So if you vote for a Democrat in your state, you're actually voting for the Democrat electors. Now, the thing is, the Democratic electors do not have to vote Democrat. So what's wrong with this picture? What they're doing is they're diluting our votes by adding an extra layer of government who is chosen by them. So it's no way to get around that. So what happens is most people end up putting their heads in the sand. To me, government is like religion, because if you're waiting for this savior or this president to come and rescue you, that's the same thing as waiting for Jesus to come to help you. Now, we've been voting for 60 years, don't see any help, so we got to start thinking about other things that we can do. Now, after all that's over in early January, it's going to be a joint session of Congress, and that's going to be held to count the electoral votes. Now, once a candidate receives at least 270 electoral votes, they are declared the winner. Yeah, just something interesting to think about. Now, here's our state. So with the example I was giving you, let's just say Georgia. Georgia used to be a Republican state, but it switched to Democrats. If we look right here, we see that Georgia has 16 electors. What if 8 of those 16s don't vote for the new Democrat? They're mad because the party got switched over, so now they're going to vote Republicans. It's nothing that we can do to stop that. They are free to vote any way they want to act. They want to vote. So see how that can be kind of shady. Yeah, just think about it. So we can see where that could cause problems. All right, so one more time, I'm gonna go over it. When voters cast their ballot for president of the United States, they aren't necessarily voting for that person directly. They're casting their vote for presidential electors, and they're collectively known as the Electoral College. After the ballots are cast, the Electoral College have a meeting and decide who the president will be. And once again, they can use their votes however they want. So you could be voting Democrat, and that Democrat. Okay, so we're back now. So that's how our system is flawed. So I want to show you the truth and just give some examples of why the system is flawed and some examples of, how it affected our presidential race. All right, so let's take a look at some of these examples. 2000 presidential election was on November the 7th, 2000, and that put George W. Bush against Al Gore. Al Gore received 543,895 more votes. That's a lead of 0.51%, so that's pretty substantial. The Electoral College chose Bush as president by a vote of 271 to 266. So that's one instance in when the popular vote voted for somebody, but the Electoral College turned it around because they're going to vote who they want to vote for, regardless of your votes. Okay. Just wait. During the 2016 election, pre-election polls fueled high-profile predictions that Hillary Clinton's likelihood of winning the presidency was about 90%. And I was actually rooting for Hillary on this one. The odds were so high for her to win. And then we noticed as the night went on, it kind of went down. And she lost. But she got more of the popular vote. But she still lost because we don't vote for the president. The Electoral College votes for the president. They're free to vote for whoever they want. Okay. So they're not going to create a system that we can vote them out of their own system. An oppressor is never going to let you in their kingdom or stop their system. Even if you come to them and say, hey, we're gonna go in your system, we have to make our own system because we're never going to be able to win with their system because it's set up that way. So people need to understand that and try to think of a different approach as far as trying to vote because we'll never get anywhere. We've been voting for 60 years. Soundoff.